Moving on to number 8, purchase of 5 police traffic motorcycles and related buyback agreement. Jim Runyon.
Good evening, Mayor, Council.
Good evening.
A little bit louder. Oh. Okay.
Begin to
All right, the purposes of this is for the purchase of 5 police traffic motorcycles and the related buyback agreement. There's 3 recommendations. One is to award the purchase of 5 Harley-Davidson motorcycles to Yuba City Harley-Davidson of Yuba City, California, in the amount of $88,337 by finding that it is in the best interest of the city to do so, and approval of the related buyback agreements. Number 2 is to award the purchase of 5 Bluetooth wireless microphone kits to PVP Communications of Torrance, California, in the amount of $8,889 by finding it is in the best interest of the city to do so. And the third one is to approve a supplemental appropriation from the Vehicle Replacement Fund to account 6610-69401 for the total amount of $97,226. As stated, the fiscal impact is $97,226 from the Vehicle Replacement Fund. Replacement funds in the amount of $34,831 have been accumulated for these motorcycles. The remaining $62,395 will come from the pooled Police Department Vehicle Replacement Fund balance. So a little bit of background on this. In 2003, the city entered into its agreement, its first purchase agreement with Gadares, which is now Yuba City Harley of Yuba City, to acquire motorcycles for the police department with a buyback clause. The buyback clause obligates Gadares to buy back the motorcycles after a specified term at a predetermined price. Over the years, as the retail price of motorcycles and retail environment has evolved, so has the buyback agreement, and at present the agreements have the city retaining the motorcycles for 3 years with a buyback at the original pre-tax base price, less a discount of $4,500 per motorcycle. Motorcycles continue to be an asset to the police department for use in traffic enforcement and collision response. The police department worked closely with finance and fleet maintenance staff researching this purchase. The proposed 3-year buyback amount is the initial purchase price, excluding taxes and fees, minus $4,500 per motorcycle. Staff continues to review the financial soundness of each buyback agreement and compares it with other purchase options, and currently this agreement with Yuba City Harley-Davidson remains the best available value for fielding police motorcycles. In the 2013 agreement, extensive research was done, and the current agreement was the best available for cost, in addition to being a local vendor. Gadares Harley-Davidson has since been bought out and is now called Yuba City Harley-Davidson. The new owner is willing to honor the same contract and renew it for a buyback on the 2017 motorcycles. The buyback will take place within or about December of 2019 for $4,500 less than the original purchase price, not excluding taxes and fees. This agreement keeps the city with a local vendor and saves the city the hassle of dismantling the current motorcycles and selling them to the public. The total buyback from the current 2014 motorcycles is $55,750 or $11,150 per motorcycle. In the past, other local vendors have not been willing to work with the city in this manner and have not been willing to outfit the motorcycles with the appropriate equipment, thus relying on a third party to outfit them properly. Additionally, our current motor officers are familiar with the Harley-Davidson motorcycles and would like to continue using them. The proposed contract allows the city to purchase 5 new 2017 motorcycles and provides the option to sell them back to the dealer 3 years later and purchase 5 new 2020 motorcycles. The new contract includes a set hourly charge for maintenance on the motorcycles of $85 per hour with a flat fee for scheduled services at $1,000, $5,000, and every 5,000 mile increment after at $360. A new contract is signed for each motorcycle. A copy of the buyback contract was attached to this report. The difference between the contract award amount and the supplemental appropriation requested will be used to purchase motorcycle Bluetooth microphone equipment. This current technology allows officers to have no cords attached to them while riding. This is an officer safety advantage that has become available in recent years with technology advancing. PVP Communications is the sole manufacturer of this particular equipment. Therefore, the purchase is being made straight from the source. There are other systems available out there that the officers researched, but this was the one they found that worked best for them. All equipment will be installed by the dealer or their subcontractor prior to delivery. A 3-year buyback agreement allows us to sell back the motorcycles prior to the factory warranty expiring, which eliminates repair costs, excluding normal wear and tear items such as tires, brakes, and scheduled maintenance. No funds were allocated in the 2016-17 budget. A supplemental appropriation is needed to fund this purchase. The current contract obligates the dealer to buy back the motorcycles, barring any deterioration other than normal wear and tear, for the agreed amount on or about October of 2016. The contract could be voided if the city chooses to retain the current motorcycles any further. So as stated, the fiscal impact was $97,226 from the vehicle replacement fund. Replacement funds in the amount of $34,831 have been accumulated for these motorcycles. The remaining $62,395 will come from the pooled police department vehicle replacement fund balance. The alternatives are to adopt the recommendations with amendments. 2, to defer purchase of new motorcycles. 3 would be to request bid process for different manufacturers. The recommendation is to award the purchase of the 5 Harley-Davidson motorcycles to Yuba City Harley-Davidson in the amount of $88,337 by finding it that is in the best interest of the city to do so, and award the purchase of 5 Bluetooth wireless microphone kits from PVP Communications in Torrance, California in the amount of $8,889 by finding it is in the best interest to do so, and to approve the supplemental appropriation from the vehicle replacement fund in the amount of $97,226.
Thank you very much. Any comments?
To the mayor.
Yes.
These are just comments. I don't have a lot of questions because I'm very familiar with the process. As in 2006 was our first purchase of motorcycles, something that I was engaged in with the police department as the individual running the traffic unit. But we've always been pleased to be able to deal with our local vendors. First, it was Kawasaki here in Yuba City, and those motorcycles ran until 2003, of which they were a great asset to the department. But in dealing with Joe Guidera, Kawasaki wasn't, stepping back, Kawasaki wasn't interested in engaging in a buyback program with us. They would just prefer that we ran the motorcycles until they dropped on their face and then turn them in for, $500 or whatever they were worth at the end. Joe Guidera stepped up to the plate in 2003 and offered to engage in a buyback program. It's been a key component to keeping the motorcycles in top running condition here in Yuba City. It's an officer safety issue to be able to replace these motorcycles on an ongoing and continual basis. And certainly the equipment that's being asked for promotes officer safety. And I think that this is a great thing that Sunil has done, is to continue to move forward with an agreement that Joe started in 2003, and being a great asset to our community, Yuba City Harley-Davidson, to continue this agreement and look forward to the future, taking us well up into 2023 when the bikes will finally run out on this type of a contract. Yes. So great job to the traffic unit for continuing to move this forward. I congratulate you, Sergeant.
Any other comments? Seeing none, I'd like to have an action.
Move to approve.
Second that.
And then is that on A, B, and C, correct?
Yes.
It's on it all.
Thank you very much. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Seeing none, unanimous approval. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Good job.